Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to arrange some flowers in a vase. Well, I was looking for a vase and I needed something that's a little bit bigger because I want to use some rhubarb leaves in our design. And this is the best vase that I found. Now, this is actually really a lantern for candles, but it's glass, it holds water. There's no reason why you can't use it for different purposes. So it makes the perfect container. It's got a nice depth and we've got a bit of water in there. I'm just going to add a little bit more water because I really want this to last. And it's got quite a wide neck. So what we're going to use as a mechanic is we're going to use some wire. Now this is just some aluminium wire. You can get one that's slightly thicker. It's basically quite flexible and you can scrunch it up off a roll and you can make it into like a loose structure. So just feed that in to your vase. Now in a way, wire off a roll is slightly better than chicken wire, I think, because it doesn't have really rough edges. All these edges are quite smooth, so it's quite good. Now what I'm doing there is I'm just leaving a little bit outside the vase and just rolling that over. And that'll just stop it all disappearing into the vase and then it's not really secured. So we've actually secured it by using the vase. And it doesn't matter if some of this comes out a little bit or sits up a little bit because essentially the flowers are going to hide that. So we've got our vase, we've got our mechanic, we've got our water source, and now we just need to add our flowers. Now as I say, I wanted to use these rhubarb leaves. Now these aren't the biggest ones off my rhubarb, but they really are interesting, I think. So let's just pop them in. I'll keep that because I can eat it. Not everyone likes rhubarb, but I really like it stewed. Growing up in Scotland in the 70s and 80s, you got a lot of stewed rhubarb and it's good. It's tasty. And actually, it does last really quite well as a cut flower. So as you can see, this is really holding these nice and firmly. I don't even need to go all the way down to the bottom of the vase with that. So other material, I've got some cinerea, and I just like this for its colour. It really has got quite a striking look. And at the moment, all the kind of silvers and greys are really, really popular. But one of the highlights of this arrangement is going to be some of these hydrangeas. Now, hydrangeas really like to have a good drink and a good water source, so they do better in a vase than they will do in oasis or into floral foam. I do have one other little one, but I think, yeah, he's too short. But our other flowers that I want to use are some lovely agapanthus. And you just need to give it a little wiggle to find where the stem is going to go in nice. Now, I've got quite a nice range of materials here, so I'm just putting in some echinops. So really we're playing with the kind of silvers, the blues, just to make it nice. So really this is going to be like the focal area. So we've created a framework. We've created a framework with our leaves. We've created a bit of a focal point with our hydrangea as well. And I want to use these lovely Shasta daisies. And these really make me think of summer and gardens and just that feeling of summer. Now, I do want them to feel like they've got a little bit of movement. This is something you really need to do, is to step back and look at what you're doing. Sometimes things will sit in different ways, and you just need to take a moment to actually decide, is that the best way to do it? Is that is that sitting in the right place? So just take a moment and have another look is a good idea. So we've got our focal point is really these Shasta daisies. And now really we're just looking at what to do to kind of finish it off. What else does it need? I've got a little bit of sedum. So this is really about the colours, but also, I would say, about the textures. So this little bit of sedum is going to give us some texture to our design. We can just have a little wiggle down here and find a little place. So I think this needs a little bit of height. At the moment it's a little bit clumpy in itself, so it just needs something that comes up to give us that bit of contrast. And we can get that with a little bit of equisetum and a little bit of iris foliage as well. So from the back, we do have some elements through the back, and that does take your eye through. So that is important to think about having that. Just want to take that in a little bit, yeah. So this is better. Now we're actually slightly seeing the back of this leaf, and it's making it much more interesting. And is there anything else I want to add? I think that's the thing about a vase of flowers, especially if you have a nice garden, nice materials that you have access to, is you can really just collect a big range of garden materials and have fun putting them together. And I think the contrasts are really one of the important things. So, like here, this contrast between lines and blocks of colour, I think is quite important. So there we go. We've basically made quite a big arrangement of flowers using some nice natural materials. We're showing them all off to their best advantage, and we've made an interesting colour combination as well. So this arrangement really kind of shows how best to use wire as a mechanic. So it gives you a good alternative that's usable again and again. So if you haven't tried it, then give it a go. We don't always have to resort to floral foam. Sometimes the other options are just as good. And that's it. So we have new videos every week. We'd love you to join us for our next design. Please click and subscribe. If you tap the bell, you'll get notifications of all our new videos. Now this arrangement is kind of big, but if you like your arrangements really big, then why not have a look at this video, which is a floral arch. So that is pretty big, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching that as well. So Until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.